Well, hello there. Are you an architecture or design student? Or perhaps you're from overseas looking to learn more about the US Imperial version. Or perhaps you're just a beginner looking to learn how to read a set of drawings and blueprints. Well, either way, you've come to the right place indeed. Now, you will most likely be using a larger scale type here, such as this here three-sided architecture scale in a triangular type shape. Now this here is a 12-inch sized scale, and for our foreign friends there, 12 inches equals 1 foot. So this here is a 1 foot scale. Very standard, you'll find them in most offices here in the United States. Now I like to use these here smaller scales. Now this here fella fits right in the wallet, so I carry it on the job site, on the go there to meetings, very convenient to use. I no longer carry these here cumbersome scales with me out and about there. So that being said, this here three-sided scale will yield you 12 scale sizes. Now just like a double-sided here, it'll yield you 2 scale sizes per edge here. So for example here, we have 3/8 of an inch here. So that's 3/8 of an inch equals 1 foot. So if we start there at the 0 mark there and work your way down, that'll be your 3/8 inch equals a foot scale size. So if we work our way down the same edge here, you'll find 3/4. Now that's 3/4 of an inch equals 1 foot there. So if we start there at 0 and work your way down, that will yield you your 3/4 of an inch equals 1 foot scale size. Now you'll see all the scales present there on the edge here, on both edges, and they're quite clearly marked for your convenience. So you know which scale you have in hand, and you'll work from that particular edge that you need there. So that all said there, I'm going to be working here with this here smaller arc carry, as it's a little bit more convenient in a smaller setting here for this tutorial. I will leave a link down in the description there if you're interested in purchasing this here version here. So in the United States, one of the most common scale sizes on floor plan drawings is 1/4 inch scale. So 1/4 inch equals a foot. So let's start with the 1/4 inch size here. So we see here we have 1/4 inch here, nicely clearly marked here, same as it is on a larger scale. So let's start here at the 0 mark. See the 0 line here, and we'll start and let's make a 4 foot line. So we'll go down to the 4 foot mark here, as you can see here. So that's a 4 foot line in 1/4 inch scale. Now let's make that a little harder. Now let's make that 4'6". Now that's where this here fella, this area right in the front here comes in play. This section from 0 to the first marker here is your inch indicator. So this area is 1 foot as well. So the same distance between 0 here and 1 is the same distance as it is here from 0 to the first line here. And everything in between is your inches. So we know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. And so if we're going to 4'6", we're going to go to that halfway point here to 4'6" right here. So that's a 4'6" inch line here in 1/4 inch equals a foot scale. Now let's do that same thing, and we'll do that there in 1/8 inch scale. So we'll come over here to 1/8 inch here. We'll go to the 0 mark here, and we'll go 4 feet. There's a 4 foot line in 1/8 inch scale. Now we'll do the same thing and go 4'6" inches here. So the same principle applies. This area right here is your inch mark. It's the total of a foot here from here to here. It's smaller because this is 1/8 inch scale, half the size of 1/4 inch. So the halfway mark, 6 inches, will come over here. So that's 4'6" inches there in 1/8 inch scale. So there you have it. So that's 2 scales that you have there. So let's take this here principle and start applying it to a set of drawings. So what we have here is a floor plan that's been enlarged to 1/2 inch equals a foot. So what you'll see mostly on all drawings is at the bottom here an indicator that will indicate what the scale size is. So as you can quite clearly see here, this is 1/2 inch equals 1 foot here. So we'll go to 1/2 inch equals a foot on our scale. As you can see, 1/2 inch here. So we know that that's the scale that this drawing has been drawn at. So let's start checking some of the dimensions here that the designer put down here. So this here is 1 foot. So let's check if it indeed is 1 foot. So if we go 0 to 1 here, perfectly, 1 foot. Now let's check a measurement with feet and inches here. So let's see this 2 foot 5.5. So we'll line that there up with the 2 foot line. So we have 1, 2, and then we'll go into, obviously we know that this forward area is for the inches. So the 2 foot 5.5 marker. So we know the halfway point is 6 inches. So that is exactly 2 foot 5.5 right there. So it worked out fantastically. Now just keep in mind that this forward area is always going to be the foot section from 0 to the first indicator, divided into the inches here. Now depending on the size, it will either be larger or smaller, and the section in which it's broken down into could be a little bit different. So this here is broken down into 4 sections. So we know that there's 12 inches in a foot, so 4 sections would be 3 inches each. So 3, 6, 9, 12. So let's measure something on the drawing that is not marked dimensionally here. So let's take this existing door over here. So let's see. No, most doors are 3 feet. So let's see if it, exterior doors that is, let's see if it's 3 feet. So it looks like it's 1, 2, a little over the 3 foot mark here. 3 feet would be, so this is actually slightly short of the 3 foot. So this here is somewhere 2 foot, I would say probably most likely 2 foot 10 there. So let's check that there. So we'll go over to the 2 foot line. We'll line the end of the door there to the 2 foot mark. And let's see how large the door is. So that's 1, 2, and now we're in the inches area to check the inches here. So 3, 6, 9, and then we count into the inches here, and that's 10. So that's a 2 foot 10 inch door. So there you have it. So the same principle applies across all the scowl sizes. Just keep in mind that the forward area is 3 inches, and you start at 0 and work your way in terms of the feet here. And across the board, you should not have a problem.